What if I told you that Iran is one of the most sanctioned, isolated, and controversial nations in the modern world isn't as alone as it seems? While Western headlines paint Iran as a rogue state, behind the scenes, a complex web of alliances is quickly reshaping the global balance of power. From the frozen tundra of Russia to the oil-rich sands of Venezuela, from the mountainous terrain of North Korea to the ancient lands of Syria, a network of nations is coalescing around a shared vision, challenging American hegemony and creating a multipolar world order. Iran isn't just another Middle Eastern country, it's a regional heavyweight with ambitions, ideology, and influence. Located at the crossroads of the Middle East, Central Asia, and South Asia, Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz, a vital oil choke point through which nearly 20% of global petroleum passes. After the 1979 Islamic Revolution, Iran chose a different path, rejecting US influence and adopting a theocratic regime that made enemies in Washington and allies in unexpected places. Over the decades, Iran built what experts call the Axis of Resistance, a loose alliance of Shia groups and anti-Western states opposed to US and Israeli influence in the region. Yet this axis is evolving. With shifting geopolitics, crumbling American dominance in parts of the world, and growing economic desperation, Iran is seeking deeper, more strategic, and sometimes surprising alliances. And these relationships, old and new, aren't based solely on ideology. They're about energy, arms, survival, and even opportunity. Russia is perhaps Iran's most visible and powerful ally on the world stage. The relationship began during the Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s, when the Soviet Union sold weapons to Iran. But in the 21st century, it's evolved dramatically, especially during the Syrian civil war. In Syria, Russia and Iran fought on the same side to keep Bashar al-Assad in power. While Iran deployed militias like Hezbollah and elite Quds Force troops, Russia provided air power and diplomatic cover. This battlefield alliance created deep military coordination between the two nations. Then came Ukraine. Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the West's response, Moscow needed partners, and Iran stepped up. Tehran supplied Russia with Shahed drones, cheap but deadly UAVs used extensively in the Ukraine conflict. In return, Russia offered technology transfers, economic deals, and even help in bypassing sanctions. This technological transfer represents a significant escalation in their partnership and has alarmed Western intelligence agencies. The relationship between Iran and Syria represents one of the most enduring alliances in Middle Eastern politics. Since 1980, these two nations have maintained an almost unbreakable partnership that has survived wars, sanctions, and regime changes in the broader region. The Syrian civil war, which began in 2011, became the ultimate test of this alliance. When Bashar al-Assad's government teetered on the brink of collapse, Iran didn't hesitate. They poured billions of dollars, thousands of military advisors, and countless weapons into Syria. Iranian Revolutionary Guard commanders led battles alongside Syrian forces, while Iran coordinated with Russia to provide air support. The numbers tell the story. Iran has spent an estimated $30 billion supporting Assad's regime since 2011. They facilitated the deployment of over 20,000 foreign fighters, including Lebanese Hezbollah militants and Afghan and Pakistani mercenaries. This wasn't just military aid, it was a complete strategic commitment. Why such devotion? Syria serves as Iran's gateway to the Mediterranean and its primary land corridor to Lebanon and Hezbollah. Losing Syria would effectively cut Iran's ability to project power westward and threaten Israel directly. Next up, China, Iran's most critical economic partner. When Western countries imposed sanctions on Iran, China saw an opportunity. It continued buying Iranian oil, often at deep discounts, and in turn kept Iran's economy afloat. In 2021, the two countries signed a 25-year strategic cooperation agreement, a deal worth an estimated $400 billion. It includes investment in Iranian infrastructure, energy, telecommunications, and even military cooperation. Despite US sanctions, China imports hundreds of thousands of barrels of Iranian oil daily, often under the radar using ship-to-ship transfers and rebranding cargo. Even more intriguing, Iran joined the BRICS bloc in 2024, alongside major economies like China, Russia, Brazil, and India. This not only boosted Iran's global legitimacy, but also allowed it to bypass Western-dominated financial systems. For Beijing, Iran offers access to oil, a gateway to the Middle East, and a way to undermine US dominance. The Iran-Iraq relationship is perhaps the most complex in Iran's alliance network. These are two countries that fought one of the most devastating wars of the 20th century. Yet today, Iraq serves as Iran's most important regional partner. The 2003 US invasion of Iraq inadvertently created the conditions for Iranian influence to flourish. The removal of Saddam Hussein eliminated Iran's primary regional rival and installed a Shia-majority government naturally inclined toward Tehran. Today, Iranian influence in Iraq operates on multiple levels. Politically, many of Iraq's most powerful political parties maintain close ties to Tehran. The Popular Mobilization Forces, created to fight ISIS, include several militias with direct ties to Iran's Revolutionary Guards. Economically, Iran is Iraq's second-largest trading partner with a crucial supplier of electricity and natural gas. Despite these partnerships, Iran faces significant challenges. The country remains diplomatically constrained, economically fragile, and strategically isolated, realities that multipolarity alone cannot resolve. Iran's infrastructure is ill-equipped to absorb Gulf capital, and its economic models offer little incentive for foreign investors. The recent upheaval in Syria, with the fall of Bashar al-Assad's regime in late 2024, has disrupted Iran's regional network. The axis of resistance has suffered significant blows, with analysts noting that the network has been weakened by conflicts in Gaza and Lebanon. On June 12, 2025, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, targeting Iran's nuclear sites, military bases, and leadership. Iran retaliated with missile waves, including the advanced Hajj-Qasem missile, hitting Tel Aviv and Haifa. Iran's allies are strained by the 2025 conflict. Israel's strikes decimated Iran's military leadership and damaged nuclear sites, weakening its deterrence. Proxies risk drawing Iran into broader wars, as seen in the Houthi attacks. Russia and China's cautious support may wane if Israel escalates, especially if it targets US bases. Sanctions and domestic unrest, like the 2022 protests, limit Iran's resources. Nuclear ambitions, with 400 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium, push allies away, as even Russia urges diplomacy. Iran's missile arsenal, though vast, is depleting, with Israel targeting launchers. Iran's alliance network represents a significant challenge to the Western-led international order. Through a combination of strategic partnerships with major powers like Russia and China, proxy relationships across the Middle East, and economic cooperation with sanctioned nations like Venezuela and North Korea, Iran has created a multi-layered defense against international isolation. The success of this strategy depends on several factors: the continued willingness of partners to absorb costs for cooperation with Iran, the ability to maintain unity despite diverse interests, and the capacity to adapt to changing regional dynamics. What's your take? Can Iran's allies turn the tide, or is Tehran fighting alone? Will they rally or retreat? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.